Hey, my name is Christian Gonzalez. I'm a student athlete in Iowa Lakes, and I got my audience, my roommate, and I'm gonna be talking about my pitches and the way I use them and the mechanics.
What are the different pitches that you throw?
I have 6 different pitches. I throw fastball, changeup, two seam, curveball, cutter, and slider.
Can you elaborate on what a cutter and two seam are?
Cutter is a pitch that's how I get it, and the cutter use it's like a pitch that it's like a fastball. It looked like a fastball, but out of nowhere you just break outside. And my two seam is basically almost the same thing, but it's the opposite. It goes the same speed as a fastball, but you just tail in. So if you're a righty, it's gonna go in. If you're a lefty, it's gonna go away.
How is it important to have a four seam, a cutter, and a two seam in your pitch arsenal?
I think it's good because like in college it's really useful to use like every pitch you got, even like it's really hard to throw them, but you gotta play with it. You gotta play catch with it, and I like the way I just play with catch. Every time I warm up, I play catch with it, and I feel good about my pitches.
How do you practice your pitches?
And every time I warm up, like I go long, then I come in, and I use throw my pitches to see where they're going, what I have to do to fix it before I go to the game, so I can be ready.
What's the big difference between your curveball and your slider?
The big difference about my curveball and my slider is that my curveball is like it's the curveball is my best pitch. I have so much confidence on it because it looks like it's gonna hit you, but you just drop. And my slider look like a fastball too, but it's like a slider and a cut is basically the same thing, but the cut is faster. So the slider is really helpful too.
When did you start throwing a curveball?
I started throwing curveball when I was 11 years old, and I got injured throwing it, so I had to go and almost got surgery because I was too young to throw curveball. Because you cannot throw curveball when you that young because your arm is not strong enough to do that.
Why is throwing off speed at a young age, not even just a young age, why is throwing curveballs and sliders harmful to your arm?
Because it's the way that you gotta rotate it, and your elbow, like your bones when you're young, they're not as strong. So that's why most of the time when you playing like youth baseball, they don't like you don't see kids pitchers throwing curveball. They just throw fastball or they use the T-ball, so they don't have to use pitchers.
Can you give us a breakdown of your 6 pitches?
Okay, this is my fastball, my two seam. This is my changeup. Grab it, but the change you gotta pronate it. When you throw it, you gotta pronate it so it can tail in and drop.
Why do you have to pronate the changeup?
You have to pronate it so you can see like the difference, because if you throw like this, it's gonna be so fast, but you can leave it in the middle. And like if you throw a pitch in the middle, nowadays in college they're gonna hit it. And my cutter and my slider.
What is your favorite go-to pitch, and why do you use it in certain counts?
Well, I have two favorite go pitch. First, my fastball, I have confidence on it, and my curveball, and like I'm getting used to throwing my changeup a lot. But like the one that I most use is my fastball and curveball.
What pitch gets the most swing and misses on it?
Curveball, because like I can like sometimes most of the time I throw it 0-0 like in a hitter. You don't see a curveball just throwing 0-0. Like most of the time you see it 0-2, the count 0-2. So that's why I get a lot of swing and miss. And plus, if I like locate it what I want it to be like 0-2, I just mostly throw it away to the floor like a waste of pitch. If he swing, I change like if he swing is good, but if he doesn't swing it, like he swing it, it doesn't look good. I mean, throw it again.
As a pitcher, how do you try to attack the top of the lineup versus the bottom of the lineup?
When I'm in the top of the lineup is hitting. I always try to locate my spot, hitting, always trying to be in the top of the count because I don't want to get behind. Because most of the time when you get behind the count, you have to throw it in or no, you're going to walk him. When it's the bottom of the count, I always try to attack the zone always. I never try to get behind because if I get behind those guys, then the top of the lineup is going to come and I'm in trouble.
Okay. Why is pitching a difficult thing to do, and how do you change up different looks and different pitches to keep the hitters off balance?
Every time I pitch, like when I grab a fastball, like before I throw over the pitch, I always have the fastball grip. Then I start moving it, because if I just had the pitch grab before I throw it, they're gonna notice. So I always just move the ball around, and they're not gonna know what I throw, because I do that before with every pitch.
Why does moving the ball around in your glove help keep the hitters off balance?
Because they're not gonna go where I'm gonna throw, because I'm always moving my hand. And most, like, I seen when I was young, like I used to like just have the pitch before I throw, and I saw that it doesn't work like that no more in college. It's different because we get better.
Who is your favorite major league pitcher, and how did you learn your pitches?
My favorite MLB pitcher is Michael Stroman. I love watching his videos. He's not that tall, and he throw hard, and the way that he just throw his balls is crazy.